Okay, good afternoon students. So today we will be revising chapter number 18, that is waste water. Okay, before that let's talk about few basic things about water. So as we all know, water is one of the most precious resources, okay, that requires for both plants and animals for their survival. Okay, so almost 75% of the earth is covered with water, but in that also less than 1% is usable. That means it is used for drinking. Okay, so first of all let's talk about clean water. In that, number one, properties of water. So what are the properties of water? So basically the properties of water are, number one, it is colorless. That means it doesn't have any color. B, it is tasteless. That means if you sip a water, that means you won't feel any taste. There is no salt, there is no sugar. But if you add any substances, okay, that means if you dissolve salt or sugar, that means it will take the taste of the substance that you have added. Number C, it is odorless. Odorless means it is smellless. That means it doesn't have any smell. So we have three basic properties of water. Number one, it is colorless. Number two, it is tasteless, and number three, it is odorless. Okay, but if you mix any color in water, it will dissolve it and it will function as the same color as we add the color in it. Okay, so this was the basic properties of water. So to make a water or to observe clean water, what water must not contain? So it should not contain, number one, any impurities. Impurities means not only bad, okay, it can be salt and sugar also. That means if you add salt and sugar, that means we don't consider it as a pure water. Okay, number two, any harmful germs. That means it should not contain germs. That means it should be free from germs. That's why we either chlorinate it or we boil it for almost 20 minutes. Then it should not contain any salt and any salts. That means nitrates or common salt, okay, sodium chloride. So to observe or to have a clean water, it should not contain any impurities, it should not contain any germs, and it should not contain any salt in it. Okay, then what are the uses of water? What are the uses of water? So as we all know, as we have discussed, that water is very much important for living things. Living things, mostly humans use it mostly. Okay, so we use water for drinking. Water is used for drinking. Okay, drinking by both humans and animals. Cooking. Number two, then bathing. Okay, so these are the things that we do. Apart from this, water is used for digestion of food also. Digestion of food. Okay, digestion of food mostly in humans. Then It is also used to regulate body temperature. Body temperature. Body temperature means when we feel hot, okay, what we do? We drink water. Okay, that means why do we drink water? Because water help our body to maintain its temperature, and this is all for animals and humans. But for plants also, water is very much important for, number one, germination and growth. Without water, they don't germinate or growth. Number two, transportation of nutrients. Transportation of nutrients means to transport various types of minerals and nutrients from the soil to the plant leaf, where the plant prepares its food. Preparation of food by the process of photosynthesis. So these are the basic uses of water. Okay, drinking, cooking, bathing, digestion of food, regulating body temperature in terms of humans and animals. And for plants, germination and growth, transportation of nutrients and preparation of food, mostly by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, then let's revise about wastewater. So apart from this, by doing this type of things, as for example, when we cook food or when we take a bath, what happens? The water gets polluted, isn't it? The water gets polluted, and the water that we use in our houses mostly is taken or is removed as a waste. That means if we use that water, that means those water get wasted, and that type of water is called waste water. So water is essential, as we all know, okay, and after we use it, what happens? We contaminate it. Pollution of water. First of all, pollution of water. Okay, so contamination of water by harmful substances and germs. Contamination of water by harmful substances and germs. That means what do you mean water pollution? It is mostly the contamination of water by harmful substances and germs. Okay, and the substance which contaminate it is termed as pollutants. It's called pollutants, and pollutants can be anything. It can be sewage garbage, okay, it can be toxic chemicals, it can be pesticides, it can be animal dung also. That means any type of pollutants can be there. Then the blackish brown, oily and leathery water, okay, that means waste water. So how can we differentiate between a water and a wastewater? That means in wastewater, the color of the water changes. It becomes what? Black, brown, oily and leathery. It becomes black, brown, oily and leathery. Leathery means Black, as you know, black brown means the dark color. Oily means that chipchipahat. Okay, leathery means those who sticks. Okay, and these waste are mostly, this waste mostly comes from our houses. Okay, mostly come from our houses. And we have another process by which we can purify this wastewater. Okay, we will revise that also. Okay, and the third one is sewage. What do you mean by sewage? It is a wastewater, but the term has been changed. The liquid waste, it is the liquid waste. Okay, sewage is the liquid waste from, mostly comes from homes, industries, hospitals, etc. Comes from homes, hospitals, etc. Okay, so another term is pollution, which means contamination of water by harmful substances and germs, and those substances which contaminated water are termed as pollutants. It can be anything, it can be toxic waste, it can be cow dung also, it can be salts also. Then wastewater. How we can differentiate wastewater and a normal water? Okay, normal water. So wastewater, mostly after when we use it, it is black brown in color and oily and leathery substance. Then sewage. Sewage means a liquid waste that comes from homes and hospitals. And sewage, the impurities that is present in the sewage are or can be organic, inorganic, microorganisms and bacteria. Impurities present in sewage. Okay, that means in a liquid waste. So it can be organic. Organic means fruits and vegetable peels, fruits and vegetable peels. Okay, or waste you can say. Animal waste. Okay, animal, human faces. Human faces, animal waste, mostly cow dungs, or you can write dung also. Then we have another inorganic waste. In inorganic waste, we have mostly salts present in it. That means nitrates and phosphates. Nitrates and then another one, third one is microorganism. And last is bacteria. Okay, last is bacteria. So we have 4 types of impurities present in a sewage. Okay, organic, inorganic, microorganism and bacteria. Then we have another term. We have another term related to sewage. That is, number 1 is sewers. What do you mean by sewers? We have number one term sewers, then sewerage and manhole. Okay, so sewers are mostly small pipes which carry wastewater. They are small pipes which carry wastewater. Sewerage, it is a network of pipes. Network of pipes. That means a group of sewers are called sewerage. Okay, network of small and big pipes. Then manholes are the holes by which sewage can be supervised. Supervised by, as we know that this sewage is a waste, okay, and it can block anytime. So at a distance of about 50 or 60 meter, a manhole has been made to look after the proper drainage system, okay, and which do not, and for better what you can say, better drainage system. So this was all about pollution, wastewater, okay, then sewers, sewerage and manholes. Now let's talk about one most important thing, that is wastewater treatment plant. So this is a method of purifying wastewater. Purifying wastewater. Purifying waste. So there are various methods to purify wastewater. One is waste water treatment plant, or in short we can write wastewater treatment plant. Okay, what happens here? Here wastewater or the waste, the water will be purified, or water is purified by different methods. In step 1, what happens? The water is what you can say, the process of filtration is mostly used. Okay, mostly method of filtration is used. And how it is filtered? How that water, okay, is filtered by filtered from different types of solid impurities. Okay, so mostly by the process of passing wastewater through a bar screen. Bar screen, where solid waste get attached and only liquid waste is moved in next step. Okay, mixed in is sent in the next step, that is step 2. So in step 2 what happens? The process of sedimentation. The process of sedimentation is mostly used, okay, where it is sent to grid and sand removal tank, okay, by grid or sand removal tank. Here most of the waste are sedimented. Here most of the waste are sedimented. Then in third step also same process, that is also sedimentation, but here we will talk few new terms. That means solid waste. Okay, the solid waste which settle at the down are termed as sludge. SLUDGE. Okay, it is a solid waste which settle at bottom of tank. The solid waste or solid phases which settle down at the bottom by the second and third process is known as sludge. Okay, it's known as sludge. Sludge is decomposed by anaerobic process. So it is decomposed by anaerobic process. Another important term. Sludge is decomposed by anaerobic process. Okay, then after it is decomposed by anaerobic process, the clarified water is aerated by the help of aerobic bacteria. Okay, then in step 4, clarified water is aerated by aerobic bacteria. So here mostly here what happens, and the last step we know that the upper clean water is discarded in the sea. Okay, last step, it is discarded in the sea. So first of all, in step 1, filtration is done by mostly bar screen where bigger solid particles are gathered here only, and only waste water are sent in second step. Here a process of sedimentation is done either by grid or sand removal tank. Okay, and during sedimentation, the solid waste which settle at the bottom is known as sludge, and it is decomposed by anaerobic process. Okay, because it need to be decomposed. Okay, then after that the clarified water, okay, clarified means half clean water, is again aerated by aerobic bacteria. Okay, is aerated by aerobic bacteria. So mostly due to these 4 steps, the water becomes clean and it is released either in streams or rivers, or it can be used by the local government authority. Okay, then the process of chlorination and other processes are involved after that. That means in there mostly removal of germs, the process of removing germs is mostly followed. Okay, so this was all about water treatment plant. So to avoid this treatment plant, okay, that means it is a very, what you can say, it is not an easy process. Okay, it requires much more time also, it requires much finance also. So to avoid this, instead of throwing waste in the water, we should follow various steps. That means there are various processes by which we can reduce the water pollution. Okay, so number 1 is not throwing any type of waste in the open drain. That means it should be thrown in the dustbin, not in water. Okay, not in water. That means, as for example, the waste for used ghee, used oil and ghee. Okay, used oil and ghee. So when we cook food, okay, or any type of food, okay, so we mostly use oil and ghee. And the things after cooking, the vessels, they mostly are the waste are mostly of oil and ghee, and this waste must not be thrown in the drain. First of all, this oil and ghee must be cleaned with cloth or cotton, and it must be thrown in dustbin. Okay, it must be thrown in dustbin, so that it doesn't block the sink or sewage. Okay, or sewerage, you can say sewage or sewerage. Sewers. It doesn't block the sink or sewers. Okay, then another one, for chemicals also same thing can be done. For chemicals also same thing can be done, okay, by cleaning it with cloth and cotton and then throwing it in the dustbin. And for solid waste, same thing. For solid waste also same thing, but in this, if it is organic matter, it can be directly dumped in the ground. But if it is inorganic impurities, it should be, okay, it should be thrown in dustbin, mostly thrown in dustbin. Okay, so these things must be followed. Then let's talk about sanitation and diseases. So as we all know, the water that we drink, that we mostly use, they contains most of the impurities. Okay, even after removing these all dirts, okay, most bacteria or waterborne disease can happen. Okay, because microorganism present in that water, in that dirty water, can harm our body. So water gets polluted due to mixing of domestic waste, okay, that means it gets polluted. Water gets polluted due to domestic waste. Then we have excretion of plants and animals, excretion of animals and humans. Then we have industrial waste, and when we drink this polluted water, what happens? Various types of waterborne disease can occur. Waterborne disease can affect us. So disease caused by pollution and disease causing microorganism in water. Disease caused by polluted water is called waterborne diseases. Example, we have various types of waterborne disease like jaundice, typhoid, diarrhea, jaundice, diarrhea. Okay, so these are the effects of water pollution. Okay, effects of water pollution. Then let's move towards another point, which is disposal, sewage disposal. So sewage disposal can be or this sewage can be disposed by various methods. Number one methods we have construction of septic tank, chemical toilets. Okay, construction of septic tank, chemical toilets, and number three we have composting pits. So by the construction of these three things. Why? Because mostly this type of disease can cause due to human feces or excretion of animals. Okay, that means mostly by stool. So proper construction of septic tank, chemical toilets and composting pits can reduce these waterborne diseases. Okay, and at last we are going to talk about sanitation at public place. So sanitation at public place means how we can keep our area clean, how we can sanitize those area. Okay, as we all know, many type of disease are caused due to dirt. So most diseases are caused due to dirty wastes. Okay, so to reduce the different types of disease, we have to reduce the waste also. And how we can reduce it? By various methods. Number one, by throwing waste in dustbin at public places and at homes also. Then not spitting or not urinating in open. Number two, not urinating and spitting in open, as it can spread various types of diseases. Okay, that means various type of communicable diseases. Then educating or awareness, that means educating people. Okay, educating people means to tell them this can cause harm and this is the correct method of throwing waste. So this was all about wastewater